Go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special episode of WXR that we decided to just do on the fly because this one's all about Santino Marella, as the WWE superstar Santino Marella has officially announced his retirement. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing that today. And I believe Jim read what he said and stuff like that. So, did you want to take us away, Jim?
I'd be happy to. Effectively, Santino came out in front of the live crowd in Canada last night and mentioned that because of having to have a third neck surgery for a recurring injury that he's had, he's basically going to have to step away from in-ring competition at this time. Although he does hope that he can remain around WWE as a general manager or an out-of-ring personality of some kind, as he does love the business. He also mentioned that he was upset that he never, because of the character and everything, that he did say that to apologize to the Canadian audience, saying he was never sorry he could never be revealed from his true home of Ontario, Canada. And they pop for that.
You mean that accent was fake?
I know, shocking, isn't it?
I know.
Who would know?
But yeah, I saw that news with him mentioning his retirement because of the neck injury. I will say it's a shame that he's had to go because of the neck injury. I mean, that's always a shame if that's the reason his career's gone. The plus side will be hopefully they do some more stuff with Emma now instead of using her as female Santino. Hopefully we'll actually get to see her talents displayed in the ring. But with Santino in general, I will say WWE kind of wasted him over the years as well.
I agree with that.
Yeah, when he first debuted, he was pretty cool. When he became a joke character and then put on more weight, he got more and more rusty in my opinion and less interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But how do you feel, Marcus, about the retirement?
Oh, like you said, it makes me kind of sad that we'll never see his true full potential because of the way they used him. And WWE did miss a great opportunity with him because when he debuted, I was like, wow, this guy's actually really good. And then they did fuck all with him.
Yup, they essentially Eugened him.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because when Eugene first debuted, he was pretty cool, and then they did the whole making him a joke character, and he got worse and worse as a result because they weren't expecting anything out of him, which that's always a shame.
Yep, I agree.
But what's your thoughts, Jim?
I agree. I thought Santino has shown a lot of promise in the ring over the years at different times. And unfortunately, because of the fact that he was such an entertaining guy and he was able to do that funny voice, they pushed him into being the role of a comedy character, which I think Santino did enjoy the role. As much as, of course, I'm sure he would have loved to have been the main event star and been a champion, I think he enjoyed being able to go out there, entertain the kids, hand out some toys and do stuff like that. He enjoyed being silly. He loved it. And I think that it's a shame that he couldn't do more in the company. I mean, he is let's not forget, he is a multi-time Intercontinental United States and Tag Team Champion. It's not that he hasn't done anything, but and it's just a shame that he couldn't get up to that world title because he, at the time he was hired, at least had the in-ring skill to do it, I believe. I mean, dude had to be good. I mean, he got plucked out of a random Italian audience and won the Intercontinental title. I mean, come on. But basically, I just think it's a shame that we couldn't see a little more of his in-ring potential and that he was kind of relegated to a comedy character. But I do think that he will be remembered, even in that role. It's something that he'll be remembered for, even if it's not necessarily as a champion. He'll be remembered as a superstar that was loved by pretty much everybody, and that everybody could always enjoy watching, and that had a good heart.
Possibly. I I will say I'm on the fence with whether or not he'll be remembered because it's like, well, technically speaking, people like me remember Doink the Clown. A lot of people my age who saw Doink, they always forget him. It's like there's a load of people out there that just forget Eugene now, which means I think Santino may actually go into that territory of being completely forgotten.
I could see that. That would be kind of sad.
But I will say, like Jim said, he had won multiple titles. However, none of his title reigns besides the first Intercontinental one were really that good. Like when he was in a tag team with, like he's been in a tag team champions. Like I think one of the tag teams he was champion with was, oh, what the hell's his name, Kozlov, and that involved them like drinking tea and wearing silly outfits, and it was like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Then he had a title reign with Zack Ryder.
Yep. If people remember him.
Mm-hmm. And he's still employed. Ah.
Yep.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yep. But I will also point out to people listening, if you're wondering why we did the impromptu WXR, like literally 2 days after our previous WXRs, because the other WXR happened on the Saturday, which is our main one. We always do them on the Saturdays, except for once a month for the pay-per-view. But we do them on a Saturday. However, we did it on the Saturday. We filmed it. Literally the next day, he announced his retirement. And there was nothing to do with it on Raw, so it didn't fall into that category for the normal weekly shows and stuff like that. So we decided to just do an impromptu while it was still relevant and while the news was still good.
Indeed.
So what would everyone say was Santino's best match? Okay, I guess he didn't have a good match.
His debut match was pretty good.
Yeah, his
For
debut
a
match
Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
it was, which I will say that's kind of sad that name his best match and no one could think of any for the longest time. That's kind of bad. But yeah, this was us talking about the Santino retirement and a little bit here and there about other stuff that were to do with Santino. Leave your comments and thoughts below about how you feel about Santino retiring.
Well, hang on. One more thing before we go. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mo.
No, you're not. You always do.
I do not. I just want to bring up. So let's think about this now. Now, obviously, if Santino's in-ring career is done, if WWE is able to keep him around, in what capacity would you like to see him used? Personally, I think Santino will be a great commentator.
Personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to see him in any capacity. Only because, whatever capacity he's going to be in, he's going to have to mainly speak, and he will still be the hilarious Santino character, so they'll probably make him do that fucking ridiculous accent. And I'm sorry, I couldn't watch an entire match with, oh yes, I'm going to hilariously mispronounce stuff every fucking sentence.
If what they should do is they should put him on NXT and have him be like a trainer mentor type person on NXT.
Why would you want to ruin NXT?
Nah.
Hey, he has talent. They just never let him use it, as we established in this little special.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be a great asset down there, helping the future of the business. Because I think he's a lot more gifted than people realize.
Oh, he's gifted. The only problem is that stupid gimmick.
Yeah, which is why I said, take the gimmick out of it and make him a trainer / mentor to one of the up-and-coming stars on NXT. I think that'd be perfect.
I would if they did drop the gimmick, but knowing WWE, he'd go to NXT and still hilariously mispronounce stuff. And that'd be like, yeah, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
I hate that accent.
Drop the gimmick, drop the accent.
I agree. Now, if he dropped the gimmick and was just maybe even used his real name and was there doing the thing like, oh, I played Santino or whatever, and then like now I'm going to be more true to who I was as a mentor. That'd be good, as long as it wasn't within the gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that working out very well. Yeah. Even if they wanted to do something cool, if they wanted a fun way to drop the gimmick and use him well, what they could do is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever heard him. I mean, I've in certain clips here and there I've heard him talking without the accent, and he's he sounds pretty normal. It'll be interesting if at some point he came out as as managing somebody for a match, like Goofy Santino, and then in the middle of a match he just clobbers some dude with a chair or something, and then he gets a mic and just drops the fake accent. He just drops like the fake accent, like, look, my name is Santino, right? My name is Tony Corelli, and I'm getting a little tired of people thinking I'm kind of some kind of joke around here. I was a joke the entire MMA career. Well, no more. Now I may not be able to go to the top, but I'm going to bring these guys to the top and have him manage some kind of heel team or something.
I would completely agree with that, except for the chair thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Only because if he's injured to the point where he can't wrestle anymore, doing that would be like the reason why Edge has avoided doing stuff like that, because that teases the people with, oh, he's going to wrestle again.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll skip the chair part then.
Yeah, but doing the accent thing and doing that and basically wearing a suit or something and being like a Paul Heyman-like manager was
exactly.
pretty cool.
Can we give it Mr. Fuji's bucket of salt?
I would say do the NXT thing first. Establish the non-stereotypical Italian Santino, and then once he's established, then if they want to use him still on like Raw and SmackDown, then move him over as a Paul Heyman type manager. I think that would work well. But I think you have to establish him like in NXT first. So you establish it without the accent.
Well, instead of doing it with NXT, something else they could do would be, why not, if they wanted to drop the accent stuff, why don't they do what they did with Kane? Have the Authority hire him as the GM of Raw, and have him come out to Santino with the nameplate as he comes out in the suit. And then when he gets in the ring, just have him talk normally and say, look, I'm not Santino Marella, that's the last time you were ever going to hear that music. I work for the Authority now. And then mention his real name, and then maybe get some new music and something, and then do it that way, because the crowd will fucking hate him for that, because it's like, wait, you just sold out everything you were for the Authority? Sure. Fuck you.
And that can actually work even better, because then I recall correctly, he could like go in the back, and there could be some kind of moment where he's talking to Kane, and Kane's like, I knew you had, even back when I had these stupid, goofy matches with you, I knew you had potential to be a real star in this company, even if it's behind the scenes. I'm glad to have you on the team.
Yep.
Have Kane kind of a friend of some. So have Kane kind of a friend of some people start threatening him, and he can have Kane come out and beat people up for him, kind of like the Authority does. Then since Santino would actually need somebody to beat people up for him because he can't wrestle, whereas, if worst came to worst, Triple H will just straight up fight a dude. He doesn't care.
Yeah, and I also think it'd be cool, like this week's Raw, when the Authority on a holiday or whatever it was, you could have Santino running the show as heel Santino, and I think it would actually kind of work.
That would work.
I know. What do you think about that idea, Marcus?
Like I said, that would work. I'd be all for that. Give him a mob boss type persona.
Exactly.
Yep.
Introducing WWE's version of the Main Event Mafia.
There you go.
Wasn't that Evolution?
Mm-hmm. No. Oh my God.
Santino is the Flair replacement for Evolution.
There you go. No. There you go. Even better though. You can even have it expand the Authority, because they hire Santino to be the GM of Raw, and the Authority occasionally shows up and does their thing with Orton and Kane. But then Santino has his own thing where people are antagonizing him as a GM of Raw, and people start screwing it with him, and he brings in the FBI.
There you go.
Freaking Nunzio and Stampoli and shit come out and just start beating dudes up.
Yep, but I will say, this was the discussion on Santino thing, as I was saying before, and I was Chris, aka Mold. Joining me was Marcus Shadow and James Phoenix. Leave your thoughts and opinions below for what you would like to see with Santino, your thoughts on his retirement, and yeah, tune in on Saturday for the normal weekly report from WXR. See ya.